We all have stories. Mine is horrific. Like, why didn't you say something then? Because we just want to live. We want to be happy. And we really want to forget the trauma.
Diddy's former backup dancer Tanika Ray speaking out. In the wake of federal home raids, sex trafficking allegations, and speculation the embattled music mogul could face criminal charges.
Since then, I've been like, yep, I have a lot of stories, y'all. Maybe I'll write a book one day.
Law enforcement had enough to get the search warrant. They maybe even have enough to get an indictment, and if so, I expect Diddy to be arrested in a matter of days and no more than weeks.
So there's that.
I have never talked about this publicly.
Tanika reacting to this interview from Joy Reid's MSNBC series on Instagram. Culture critic Torre claiming Diddy fired a family member after allegedly refusing his sexual advances.
Years later, they finally came out, and this a male, and said that Puff had said, "Come home, stay the night with me, or the internship is over."
Oh, yeah. You know, we all have stories. Seriously, we all have stories. Mine is horrific, and only 5 people know it. And I probably will never tell it.
Tanika, who's also worked in entertainment journalism, referencing an alleged experience with Diddy from 1996 in her caption, adding, "Nothing that is happening is surprising."
And mind you, I then interviewed him many times. And I also am very intimately aware that you tell your truth and you become victimized over and over and over and over and over and over. But it just is so traumatizing that women just want to live every day and feel safe.
Can't nobody hold me down.
This comes amid Diddy's looming legal saga. His attorney calling the Homeland Security search warrants, quote, "a witch hunt with excessive show of force and hostility that led to a premature rush to judgment."
The government likely has a very strong case against Diddy. They don't execute these types of search warrants until they have talked to witnesses, have gathered evidence, and they believe they have an ironclad case. Not only that, they have to get a federal judge to sign off on the search warrant. Ultimately, I think Diddy is going to be indicted by a grand jury. If Diddy waives his right to a speedy trial, he could potentially push the case out a year or more. And Diddy has essentially unlimited funds to defend this case, and I expect him to litigate it very aggressively.
Back in Tanika's message, she explains why now was the time to share her story, hinting someday she might put pen to paper.
And when we revisit and revisit, we live in a state of victimhood, and nobody wants to live there. So for those who are like, why didn't you say something then? Because we just want to live. We want to be happy, and we really want to forget the trauma. So there's that. Maybe I'll write a book one day.